We knew it would come down to a couple of factors, and that was turnovers and special teams. And we turned the ball over a couple times, which is uncharacteristic of us, and gave up a couple plays on special teams, and we had a couple penalties on special teams. And give you and I credit, they capitalized on those mistakes, and we'll learn from it and move forward. I'll open up for questions.
Chris, is there any irony that your first loss as a head coach comes against your alma mater?
No irony at all, really. I mean, we got beat by a good football team, and I told all the guys, all of our goals are still in front of us.
Your thoughts on the streak ending, Chris? 33 games is over.
Didn't give it a second thought, really. It's a credit to the guys in that locker room, what unbelievable streak that it's been. But bottom line is we're 9-1, and we still control our own destiny.
Carson didn't have his best game. I know there were a couple of opportunities open in the third quarter. We had some guys missed the target.
Yeah, he missed a couple, but in the same respect, he was under a lot of duress today, so we'll kind of look at those plays and see if there's a better way to execute them. But I'm not worried about Carson. He'll be fine.
Chris, how big was the interception by Kilfoy down at the 5-yard line?
Well, I think we would have gone ahead 3-0. I don't know if we'd have gotten in the end zone, but I think we'd have gone ahead 3-0. And Carson threw a nice ball, and it deflected. And you and I's been getting a lot of deflected balls, and they were able to get that one and take it back and end up getting the first score. It was big.
Coach, is this the kind of game you expected, a defensive battle like that?
Yeah, I really did. I did. I think we've got a really good defense. I know they've got a good defense, and the field position was going to play such a critical role, and it did.
It was hard getting Crockett on track today as well.
Yeah, it was, and we didn't block exceptionally well up front. They did some good jobs getting off blocks, and we've got to get him on track. For us to be successful, we've got to be able to run the football, because then it sets up our play-action passes, and we weren't able to do that successfully today.
How emotional was this day for you? I mean, you've been in this environment many times. Usually the fans were cheering for you as a player, as a coach. I mean, how difficult was this today?
It wasn't difficult. Once the game got going, it was another football game, it's been 4 years since I left, and I've got a lot of good friends in the Cedar Valley, got a lot of good friends at this university, but I'd like to kind of move past some of that stuff, Rick.
Coach, a word about their defense. What was so good about them up front that prevented you guys from getting?
I think they stayed in their gaps more than anything. I think they stayed in their gaps, and we had a tough time moving them. And that's an upper class defense. There's a lot of seniors and juniors on that defense, and they played exceptionally well.
You had a hand in recruiting some of those guys. I mean, obviously,
Yeah, I probably did, but that's all right. I had a hand in recruiting a lot of the guys that are in my locker room too.
Do you feel like your team played a good game, or was it just a result of you and I playing very well?
Well, I think it's a combination. I think there's some things we did well, and there's some things we didn't do very well, and it's one game, and they had the upper hand today, and give them credit, and we'll go back to work on Monday. Our guys have a lot of resolve. You don't win as many games as we have and win 3 national championships and not have resolve. I have a feeling we'll perform pretty well at practice this week.
Chris, did the noise bother your offense at all?
I thought it did a little bit, Jeff. I thought, especially on third down, I thought it did. And we'd kind of prepped for that too. We knew that they were going to be loud, and we worked all our noise and stuff. But I thought their crowd was definitely into it.
Coach, you feel they kind of did to you what you've done to so many other teams, get it to the fourth quarter and kind of grind it out? Where do you guys go?
I guess I didn't think of it like that. Obviously, we weren't able to run the ball significantly early on, so then they probably had time of possession. I didn't see any stats or anything, but our defense was out on the field too long. But give their defense credit for getting their guys off the field.
Where does this UNI defense rank among the ones you've seen this season?
Hard for me to say. There's a lot of good teams in the Valley, and I don't know.
Psyche of the team after it's been a long time since they lost a game.
It's tough when you go in that locker room. Haven't done that for an awful long time, and you could tell the kids were frustrated a little bit, but in the same respect, We talked about our goals still being in front of us, and all those seniors. You look at those seniors' eyes, and I'm sure they're hurting a little bit. And I said, hey, we got beat today, but come Monday, make sure that nobody's pointing any fingers, and I don't see that happening. We've got such great team chemistry. We've got such great kids that, yeah, I just hurt for those guys. And, there's a big burden on those guys. I mean, shoot, that's been 30-some games, and it's over with. And I know we lost a couple games in 11 and 12, and it all worked out. So I'd rather lose today than lose in December.
What about that feeling on the sideline that you saw from your guys as they continued to battle and saw that scoreboard
Well,
throughout the game?
they didn't quit. They kept battling, and they kept battling. So, no, there was, our kids play hard for 60 minutes. That's one thing you can say about our guys is for 60 minutes they're going to tee it up.
Chris, is it kind of a relief then that, you can lose a game, the streak comes to an end, but you still have your goals in front of you? Is it kind of a relief that it happens?
Well, I don't know if it's ever relief. You don't ever want to lose. But in the same respect, this is the FCS, and you can lose 3 or 4 times and potentially win a national championship where, the big boys, they lose once and they're probably out of it. So in that respect, I think if we take care of business, I still think we sit pretty good for the playoffs.
I mean, it's over, but what did that streak mean to you to be a part of it in North Dakota State?
Something I don't think, Rick, will ever be done again. To win as many games as we have in a row, I'd hard-pressed to think any FCS school could do that again. And it's not like we beat a bunch of cupcakes. We beat some really good football teams.
And on top of that, Chris, it's been since December of 2010 since you lost a road game. That maybe is even more remarkable, isn't it, in some respects?
I wasn't there December of 2010.